With national parks bigger than some countries and icebergs taller than skyscrapers, Alaska almost feels like another planet with its towering snow-capped mountains, wild coastal plains, and glaciers. Alaska was once a part of Russia, but now it is owned by United States. Well, why did Russia sell Alaska to US? What did it cost, and what would be the situation today if Russia owned Alaska? This is the story of mine. In 1867, Russia sold the territory of Alaska to the US for $7.2 million, which is about $125.4 million today in 2020. They got it for a song, I say, very inexpensive. A mere 50 years later, the Americans had earned that amount back 100 times over. After being defeated by the British in the Crimean War, the Russians needed funds to protect themselves in the future. Russia feared that Alaska would easily be captured in any future battle with the British. Therefore, Emperor Alexander II opted to sell the colony. Russia approached both the British and the American in 1859. The British Prime Minister rejected the offer, and so they turned to the Americans. Also, the Russians had exhausted the fur trade after wiping out most of the sea otters, and they had then lost interest in Alaska, believing it had to have few other natural resources. By the time Russia was selling Alaska to the United States, they had not discovered gold yet. The lack of resources and hard living condition in Alaska forced them to sell the colony. After the sale, many Russians remained in Alaska for some time, but they also returned to Russia. The Americans, who believed that Russia was full of riches, migrated into the territory. And after discovering that they needed a lot of fun to mine in Alaska, some left, reducing the population of Sitka to some few hundreds. The territory was not considered profitable to the United States until the Klondike Gold Strike of 1896. So what would it be like if Russia owned Alaska? Well, Russia would share a land border with Canada. The Russians would have been benefited hugely from the 16 billion barrels of oil that they have so far been extracted from Prudhoe Bay. The US will have no claim on the Arctic, a place that will have huge political and economic importance as the ice map melts during this century. Well, what do you think? Was it a good idea or a bad idea to sell Alaska? Well, it's obvious though. Don't forget to check other interesting stories of mine.